So this is definitely probably episode 10 of the next 40. Generally, when I record the next 40, the concept has been to look back at something, probably an audio recording of a thought I had from some time previous before, and elaborate on that thought, to talk about if I still feel the same or something that's progressed within me to think something differently about that thought. This one's a little bit different because it's not a thought. It's a story. It's a story with some examples. A story told in 3 parts: the win, the miss, and the fix. So first, I want to say that all dates used in this story are approximates because I don't remember exactly when things happen. I'm going to try to recall to the best of my abilities, and I may have omitted some of the dates because I just didn't research my own story that well. It happens. But I still believe I'm telling the tale as I intend to share it. The other thing, this happens all over Instagram. That's primarily the social media source I use the most. I have a Twitter, but I just primarily interact over Instagram. Thirdly, I am omitting some names from the story because it's not even worth it. Other names I'll include because it helps tell the tale, but realistically, the names aren't important. It's just saying how I would engage in these situations a little bit differently going forward. So this is a story told in 3 parts: the win, the miss, and the fix. Welcome to the next 40.
I wanna be president. I wanna be president.
All right, so let's talk about the win. So some of you may or may not know, I paint, I create, and sometimes my artistry is applauded and it's accepted into spaces that I never would have gotten into because I wasn't painting or creating. So I painted a picture, and the picture I painted, I used a reference from an image I got from the internet. In turn, this has been my most popular piece that I've ever painted, and it's gotten me into some of the more notable spaces that I've ever been in as a creative putting out pieces of work. I titled the piece either Horizon or Act Like You Know, just depending on where I've submitted it to. But it's a woman's face, brown-skinned woman's face against this teal-ish background, more of the green tint towards teal. But this was a painting where I found a woman's face from the internet. She had short hair, and her face was just stunning and absolutely a Black woman. There was nothing else to it. This was absolutely a Black woman. And I love the face, didn't know who she was. I may have gotten the photo reference from Reddit, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know. Later on, I started following that woman because I recognized her from me capturing that photo. And nonetheless, she puts out tons of photos. She's out here on the internet doing her thing. Well, it's a 20 by 20 painting, and I've submitted it and gotten it into different exhibition spaces. Was featured on LED Baltimore, which is a big, don't want to exaggerate, let's just say it's a 30-foot LED billboard. And that picture was showcased. So that piece of art was showcased there, along with some other pieces. I've also had this one in an exhibition I did at this space that I had a lot of conversations about. It got really good reception there. And most recently, I had it exhibited in a kiosk with the Downtown Partnership in Baltimore. It was showcased in different kiosks around the primary vicinity of downtown Baltimore. And I was proud of it. Eventually, I took a picture of the photo of the painting at all the different places it had been. On the billboard, when I first completed it, showcasing on my little gallery wall at home. This painting has been the one that has garnered the most attention. So for the kiosk exhibit, I was up there for maybe 28 days. And on day 26, I went out one morning, found a kiosk, took a video image of it, and took a photo of it. And I posted it that day. So this is literally the 4th or 5th time this particular image has been seen on my Instagram page, be it my personal page or my art page. But this time it gained a lot of traction. It gained a lot more traction for me. I only have like 2,000 followers. I'm nobody important at all in the Instagram space. It gained a lot of traction. And eventually someone saw it who recognized the face and reached out to the person that the image was based on. That person then slid in my DMs and asked me, was it me? Yeah, it was. And I explained why it was her. Neither one of us could put our finger on what the image was inspired by like what image I used of her as to paint it, but I definitely used her and I admitted that it was her. Her reaction was a bit of joy as well as discomfort, which is reasonable because she's finding out that her picture is all over the city of Baltimore on a billboard, per se, and she had no say in that. So her likeness was used without her permission. My viewpoint was,
it's not you, it's a photo from the internet.
when I initially grabbed it, it wasn't about her. It was just a face that I liked, and I wanted to work out with the face. And I felt her discomfort and I understood it, but at the same time, I was not comfortable explaining myself and said why my reasoning for it. It just so happens that it was taken and used in different spaces across the city of Baltimore due to my own submission. Great. But what started happening was her people would slide into my DMs or say something on the post itself that was like disparaging towards the work that I did. And again, I just want to state, like, I understand why it's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's not about her. It's really just about the piece of art. But they were fishing, like some people would slide in. I don't follow these people, right? So I got maybe 2 or 3 DMs from people I don't follow. And they were all of a sudden curious about the art that I do, and they want to know if things are for sale. And so they're fishing and asking questions about the work, and not just her work, but other works, just trying to throw me off or what have you. Like, I get it. I say to them, like, look, dog, this piece is not for sale. It's a great piece. It's been featured here. I understand this, I understand that, but it's not about her. It's really just about the art. I'm going to answer whatever questions you have, though. So they asked their questions, and they kind of went away. And the young lady took this to her other social media spaces, showcasing my art. But at the same time, it's kind of creepy, though. So in her comment, she's got like 40,000 followers, somewhere in that range. So her comments are like,
It's beautiful, but you should sue. You should sue because he used your likeness.
or whatever their reasoning for it was. I'm like, sue. There's no money involved. There's nothing like that involved. But it made me leery of people who I don't know sliding into my DMs to ask me questions about art. The miss. A few weeks after that engagement or those interactions with those random people from the internet, my art Instagram page also got a message. This message was from someone who basically said to me, and this is someone I don't follow and someone that doesn't follow me. Just like a random person popped in and said to me, hey, I'm working on a design project to help a hometown hero, and they are looking for local amazing artists, and they found me. So my skepticism is at play here because I just had other people in my space asking me about art that don't follow me and I don't follow them. They were looking for something, but they were looking to catch me with a aha, gotcha moment. This person is looking for something, but they're not necessarily looking to catch me. The way I responded, it wasn't with like enthusiasm, like there's some potential here. I'm looking at it like,
I don't know. This could be another one of those things.
because it's only a few weeks after. I correspond the same day, and I basically tell them,
I've got art for sale. It's on my Instagram page because I was redesigning my website. And anything you're looking for, just point it out there and then we can talk and discuss pricing.
they come back a day or two later, and then they say, the design scheme is red, and it's for a King's Barbershop. That's the name of the business that they're looking to do the design project for. Do you have any art that would go along with the color scheme? This was my failure in my response. My response was,
Go to my page, tell me what you like, but we'll take it from there.
they stopped responding. So that was the miss. Here's the fix. The fix happened today. The fix is someone else reached out to me who I don't follow that has no engagement on their page, just a few pictures. And they wrote out to me today and said, their name was Ellie Thompson. Pictures used was the back of a woman's head painting a portrait and like some other just art pictures or whatever. But they pretty much reached out to me to said, hey, I like your profile on Instagram and I would like to make a mural out of your profile. They went on to say that they would pay me for using me as a reference in the mural that they want to paint And do I give my okay? And again, this is skeptical me talking about and responding to this person in this space because I'm just not sure. Actually, with this one, I'm a lot more than not sure. Like, I know it's a scam, and that's why I call it the fix. This is someone trying to run one on me, and I'm just not for it. But this is also an exercise in me doing what I said I was going to do because of the miss. So I just give them what they asked for, and I answer the questions, and I have a conversation with them. Well, can you show me some of your work? Can you show me some of your mirror work? And then what they do is they proceed to send me 6 photographs. None of them mirror work. All of them include this pretty Asian, Blasian woman holding up canvases of different sizes. Maybe she's with a celebrity, maybe she's with somebody else, who knows? But it's not mirror work. So I do the smart thing and I do a Google image search. And when I do the Google image search, I find out that these photos are of an artist by the name of, did I not write her name down? I did not write her name down. Well, I find out that the images are of a pretty notable artist on Instagram, and she has 40,000 followers herself. And I say to them, like, hey, this is X, Y, and Z. Why on earth are you doing this? This isn't going to get you anywhere. I don't think this is becoming of you. Pick up another computer skill instead of scamming. So I responded to the miss and the fix the same way, with skepticism, because of what happened with the hit. The thing I haven't included so far about the miss is follow a lot of artists on Instagram, some local, some not so local, some national, some international, what have you. But the reason I call it a miss is because the project for that hometown hero, I saw through another artist page that is local to the area that they got selected to do it, and they showed more of their process and their involvement with it. And it was actually for HGTV, a syndicated television show called Hometown Heroes, where a celebrity or a notable person is doing something for somebody from their hometown. Potentially me and or my art could have been featured on that show if I'd have responded a little bit differently. With the next 40, I also want to talk about like what my plans are for the future and how to learn from where I'm at currently. So that's what I'm going to do next. Hold tight. Be right back.
I wanna be president. I wanna be president. I wanna be.
So what did this experience show me, and how do I plan to act in accordance with messages coming into me from sources I'm unfamiliar with? Going forward, 2 things I'm simply going to do when it comes to any sort of interaction and engagement through my Instagram. 1, just going to act with integrity. I'll still have the skepticism, but realistically, I'm putting my best self forward. But that's how I'm going to deal with it. That's how I'm going to engage with it. I'm just going to put out there what's asked of me, as long as it's not like detrimental to anything I have going on. Got to be true to myself, because that's where it's at for me. This artistic, creative process is really just about being true to myself. I'm okay with it, so I'm just going to act with it. If it doesn't go against my principles or what I feel like I should be doing, I'm not going to fight the current. Second thing, I'm going to answer the questions. The miss. If I would have just showed them some art instead of asking them to fend for it themselves, there's a greater chance that I could have had some pieces featured in a King's barbershop, and that stuff be potentially on a national television show. I'll say that again, a national television show. But because of my skepticism, I shot myself in the foot. Didn't know what was going on, didn't want to do that. And in all fairness, I didn't have any information or any insight. It was just a stranger reaching out to me. And because of that, I put my guards up, put my blockers on, didn't really play in accordance with who I am. Should have just showed us some work that would have gone great in a barbershop. Maybe they wouldn't have followed through. Maybe it still would have been the same, but I didn't give myself a fair enough shot. And with the fix, they asked the question, I answered the question, I asked the question, and then their hand really showed. And again, this was in accordance with who I am, and I was acting with integrity. And as soon as they showed their hand, I could call them out on it, and they immediately stopped corresponding. So for the future, I'm always going to continue to act with integrity, and I'm just going to answer the questions, because you really just don't know until you get information by having a conversation. And that's just the best way to operate for me going forward. I'm J. Del Negro. This has been episode 10 of the Next 40. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you shared this with someone. You shared it on your Instagram. You shared it via a link to however you're actually watching it or whatever social media space you're on. I'd appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Reach out to me. Email address is jdelnegro@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram at jdelnegro or delnegro_art if you just want to look at pretty pictures that don't include my pretty self. I'm going to continue to pump out what I need to pump out for myself, which includes the Next 40. And in the end, I just like to say, welcome to the Next 40.